Good evening. I've got 3 hours to get this puppy working today. I've got me a good chunk of time. Actually, I've been working on this frickin' thing all day long. Well, no, not true. I did go DoorDash and did a couple of errands, Costco and some miscellaneous chores and tasks. But mostly the rest of the day, I've been working on this thing. And I have made progress. I kind of pushed AI aside. I've let it help tweak a couple of things, only because I didn't want to do it. But overall, I've had to go through and kind of like just do it myself, and that has kept me from streaming because, well, it's head down work, right? So um, we're still not fully there. Although I think I've got all of the images loading and I've got all the way stepped through. Here's the thing though. Uh, so I've got name and position and but experience and contract years aren't loading correctly. And I think I even had salary get loaded. So I've got salary, position, name, but experience, contract years, and drafted by. Why is it? Why does it say optional? I don't know that that's supposed to be optional. But we also have to have a public. Um, and I think this is a string drafted by. Now, kind of important. So somewhere we're breaking down along the path. And so this is where I'll probably try to get AI involved, because I need this drafted by value on my players. Now, I don't think I want to have elite player info. It should just be player info. What are we? We're in league data. So we've got this. And that should probably even be a model. Yeah, that should be over here in the models. So we're going to move this over here to league. I have models here, so let's. Oh, I see what's going on. So we got player data. ID, name, position, model type. Yeah, okay. I've got to restructure a little bit. So um, there is information that I don't have loading, and I think I'm duplicating some items here. Um, and I don't think it should be called elite. Although I think the AI, when it created this, to be fair, was probably thinking. Um, all right, so I don't know why it's why. Yeah. See, it has a player info. This is all. This is none of this is data. This is all in the wrong place. This is all wrong, man. This one I can keep over here. This is definitely player data or leagues data, but that's not what these. That one can be in there. That one can be in here. All of these functions can be here, but all of these guys need to go. So we're gonna go. We're gonna create some models. I'm gonna go team data models, gateway models, game plan model. This doesn't have anything in it yet, so we'll just use that, but we're going to rename it. We're going to just call it team models. Do I name them models? It's probably good that I name them models. This way the file stands out, team models. Because that's what they are. And then we have models that I have to it's just going to drive me crazy if I don't break this up, because it will just irritate me. Team models. All right, so we're going to go over to the league data. And oddly enough, this is actually kind of breaking a little bit my idea because league data is about getting data from the league service. But I want to see, can I collapse all these? Hello. Not going to let me collapse? Oh, okay. Outlining collapse to definitions. Nope. Can I not collapse to collapse further? Nope. All right. All right, so we're going to go and we're going to move everything that is team. This is all fine. We're going to actually, this is the class of the actual functional code. We're going to close that up. And then we're going to go team selected, team selection items. See, I think some of these are just create league. I'm going to have league items, so we'll have league models. And league team, which is just, I don't know, just a team. I don't know why it's got to be a league team. It's because it's looking at it the way it's defined in the back end, but and drafted player, I don't know why that can't just be player. Why does it have to be drafted player? I mean, yeah. Elite player info, don't know why that has to be different. Team elite players, which this is like, they're probably, this should actually be team captains. I'm going to change this. Because ultimately I'm going to have them called something else. So we're going to change this. We're going to go Control Shift F. And we're going to go current project. We're going to do a replace in files. And this is going to be team captain. Team captains. This is a feature of the game. It's going to allow for people to set some players to their team captains. Why not? Okay, that's better. And then we're going to have, I don't need, we're going to go to teams. And everything that's a team. Assign user to team response. Oh. Team request. So responses and requests are probably going to have to go under something else. They're not generally objects in the same way. So we got team captains. We'll go into team. Elite player info. Just be player info. I don't understand why. So we got player ID, which is probably a good idea, so I could track them. Name, position. Don't know that I need this salary tier. How often is this actually called? I don't think so. I don't need salary tier. And let's see. Draft round. Sure, we'll keep that. Draft selection. Oh, that's the number. Draft, wait, no. Draft round. I don't know what that draft selection is supposed to be. So there's going to be an interesting thing. I don't know if there's a benefit to keeping who a player was drafted by within the league, but drafted by League data, create league request, Team select. I don't even know what team selection item. Game mask. What is team selection? Oh. Team selection item. Game mascot. Game city. Game team abbreviation. I mean, yes. That's a team select. It is used with the team selection tool, but it's also like, well, it's just team information. Game mascot, game city, team. This should probably be like default team info. Or game team. Control F. We're going to change this to general team info. Okay. Just kind of getting things cleaned up here a little bit. And then we're going to go general team info. What is this? Oh, that's just... All right. Put that in the model for teams. Here. Don't know what league team, team captains. Put that one in model or team models as well. I don't know what the heck is league team. What the heck? League team is probably... Oh, the specifics of that team? Sure. Yeah, we'll put that. Let's do that. Let's put that into a leagues. I have to have a leagues model. I don't have a leagues model. We're going to go in here. Add. New item. Oh. Leagues model. .cs apparently. And then we'll go up here. And we're going to go to leagues. Drafted players. So these got to go in the... Well, these are going to go in player, but they are not good. We're going to go into player here. They're probably even going to be mixed in with this one somehow, which is also redundant. Between them, I got to merge them into one. There's no reason I have all these. And these, I wonder if I should call them team models, league models, player models. I have player. That's not even models. That's playbook, and that doesn't even say models either. So broken. Player. Inconsistency, Ken. And I have to put the file name on there because it's going to get confusing if they're not named for what they're supposed to be. Like this is AMG auth, but that's, again, it's just models or types or whatever you want to call it, depending on your language of choice. Luckily, the file names don't mean anything. They're not generally in C# anyway. That's the actual code that goes with league's data. Team selection list response. I don't know what to do with these response. And here's league data. League team, which we will put into the leagues. Funny, it's league data, but it's not league data. League's data is this, but league data is something totally different. This is like details or something. League details is probably what this should be. All right, we'll get things cleaned up a little here. Team selection, response, request, response, request. How are these other guys doing it? They're just doing data. Game data, backend service. Okay. Why is it called backend service? It's kind of funky. Quest next play. This is not a good name for this. Why do I call it that? Let's see. Fetch game session, start game session, quest next play. I'm going to try to call this something else. Game data. Game. Yeah, you don't do it that way. I don't know. It probably should be called the same thing, huh? Everything else does. AMG auth data. Admin data. System settings is, and let's take that out of there. Add new item. Dang it. Even when I'm thinking, put that on, I still didn't put it on. Oops, wrong one. So basically, I probably need this on all of these guys. This is admin. So you get the privilege of watching me try to clean up my code. Sorry. Sometimes you got to do it. It's part of the programming process. Every now and then you got to refactor and clean a mess up so you're not causing more pain. All right. So I got admin. Leagues doesn't have as many, but I do have a lot of requests and response in there, which I'm not sure if I like that. I don't feel like those. Oh, I guess I do. They're mostly being kept in the models. All right. So that said, let's go move these guys to the models. I guess they're kind of models anyway, right? Response. That's league. We'll take those ones over to league. Now we'll go up here. What else we got? We got some user to team request response. Assign team name. So these are like actions. I almost feel like those don't belong in models. These are just creating them, but assign team name. Some things are just hard to get right for your structure because some of it overlaps, you know. And these aren't models that are used everywhere. They're just used to pass data back to the services in the backend. And they have to kind of be in a specific format, that kind of nonsense. It can make them kind of basic because they're just what's needed for the response and requests. Assign user to team response. These are probably all leagues, so I should probably stick them all in the league. Assign team name request. All right, so we're just going to go take these. We're going to put them all in the league because they are all part of the league service. And they're models, not actual stuff. All right. Now, these are still not 100% by any means. So these are my actual functions in here. The stuff that matters. The data stuff. And I'm sure I've got others that are probably broken. Oh, actually, I don't have that much that's broken. Player should not be here either. That's a player class. What the heck? Player contract. That's a class 2. Team player response. So that's a response. This is kind of done weird. I don't know if I like it. It's definitely doing stuff that's a little different from what I expected. This is AI for you. When you work with AI, it's going to do some things that aren't consistent. All right. It's a little, at least better organization. Break up my data calls from my models. Normally classes, I have been making classes be their own file. I'm trying not to put a bunch of stuff in the same file, but how I would separate these? Because this has got this class of, Well, I guess all the definitions are classes, but why are some of them JSON-y? I don't quite fully I get why some of this is like this. Because like this one's doing these regular calls, but this one over here is doing JSON calls. Why? Player contract, team players response. I'll put those in players, I guess. Players model. Okay. Now, there's no reason why a player data can't be any one of these players, because they're not. They just need to have all the same info. Hey, Karama, how you doing, man? All right. So I have an ID. I do want the name. We do have position. Model type is really just, I do take protein. I take protein from all sources. I take 100, my protein of choice is 100% natural vanilla. But I also buy the chocolate. The it's ON. Actually, I don't know if it's Optimum Nutrition. I think that's what ON stands for. But it's Optimum Nutrition. It's the bin that you can get at Costco. And it's I usually buy the vanilla and the chocolate. Well, I think at Costco they're bags, but you can get them online. They're more expensive. Usually they're more expensive if you buy them online. But at Costco you can get like a big 5-pound bag for $60 or something. But I buy chocolate and vanilla, and then I make a pitcher of chocolate milk that I drink periodically through the day. I do take creatine as well. I take creatine in the mornings during my workouts. I take a pre-workout as well. So at night I make a smoothie that's basically a double protein, which is 2 scoops of protein and Gatorade. It's all it is. And then I use a little bit of endurance Gatorade and regular Gatorade, powdered Gatorade. I use powdered; it's cheaper. And then in the morning, I make it up the night before, because then the protein has all night to dissolve, because it doesn't always dissolve really well. If you give it the whole night, it'll be fully dissolved. And then I shake it up in my shaker bottle, put it in my mini fridge. Then in the morning, I split it up and I split what's there in half into another shaker bottle. And then I use one for my workout, and then I drink one, which I'm still finishing here, throughout the day. And oftentimes I'll mix other stuff with it. Like if I have an energy drink, like if I decide to drink a Ghost later or a Kickstart or something, I'll just pour it in there. I like to have the carbonation, so sometimes I'll drink what I call the ice lemonades you can get at Costco too, ice. And so that's what I mix with my protein drink throughout the day. But then sometimes if I want something else, I'll drink my chocolate milk, which is protein. Currently my choice for have you ever heard of nootropic? I guess I want to call them nootropic products, but nootropic pre-workout is basically one that's designed a little bit for mind alertness, I guess I would call it. And I've been using a nootropic pre-workout. It's a little bit more expensive than, like, I was using Hyde, and I still have Hyde, but I've been mixing and switching back and forth between that one and I forgot what the name of the one I'm taking, the nootropic one. I'll have to look up the word nootropic. It'll probably explain it better on AI than I can. But yeah, I take pre-workout in the morning and protein throughout the day. It's the only way I can hit anywhere near the kind of protein numbers you need when you work out regularly. A lot of times they say 1 gram of protein per pound of body fat. I'm sorry, 1 pound of body weight. And that puts me at taking somewhere between 170 and 180 grams of protein a day. And I can't get close to that. I can't afford the amount of chicken that it is to take that naturally. Chicken, eggs, just the food, protein, high protein foods are expensive. So you can only do so much. So I supplement quite a bit. Okay, so I got to blend these things. So we're going to just go with, we're going to call this player data, ID, name, position. Model is not, model is actually drafted by, which is, we're going to change this. This value is drafted by. And then I'm not using their number. I don't know why I was going to keep number, but I can't figure out how to keep that logically. It just isn't going to work. So we're going to call this float salary. Okay. Salary. What else do I need? Do I want to keep drafted round, draft round, and draft selection? Contract years, I need that. Oh, experience and contract years. Experience. Okay, so that has all of that information. Do I need draft round and draft selection? I do not. I'm not going to use those right now. I mean, I might get them later, but I don't think I need them. So attributes later I'll have to load, but ultimately I'm not even sure. So this one has a lot too. Player model for API response. Height? Weight? Oh, I'm not doing that right now. I don't even know what I'm going to use with that, but we'll call it player data. Player contract? I got contract stuff here. Team players response. Alright, well, let's see if I can get around using these. So we're going to replace elite player info with player data. And we're going to go replace Okay, so hopefully that has all the same basic information that I'm going to use. And maybe I don't want to say, yeah, I guess I can say model. Model is just the name. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and do a quick save everything. I used to, well, I still have a channel on Twitch and YouTube called Striving to be Superman. Striving to be the number 2 and the letter B. Striving to be Superman. And I was doing workout streams where I was working out and doing various workouts for just because it was just another stream I was doing. And I was doing them at home, and I'd even do them at the gym sometimes. But the problem was my niche, the thing I was going for on it was to do other people's workouts like Beast Body and you know, I'm sorry, not Beast Body, Beach Body, and several of the ones that are on beachbody.com, like Insanity and P90X and Body Beast, and then Athleon X, and I did some biking ones where I was doing the Pain Cave ones, and I even did Peloton. I did a couple of the various workouts that you can find online, like the what do you call it? Aquaman one, AR7. The guy, Jason Momoa, I guess they call it an AR7, which is just this different style of workout. It was only supposed to be like 20 minutes, but pretty intense. And I've done that one. So yeah, that's what I was doing, but I kind of ran out of things. I ran out of unique things, and I didn't want to. And then I was getting to the point where I was just doing my own workout, and I was making stuff up, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be. I mean, there's too many people out there doing workouts online, and I was like, well, I don't want to just be another person who's just doing random crap. There's too many people out there with better gyms, better home gyms. I mean, you can see my stuff behind me. You can see I got a pull-up bar back there. I got one on the roof there. I got a treadmill back there and a bike back there. And behind me over here, I got my 2 dumbbells. That's all I got. And a bench, which is sitting behind me under the table here, that I can do chest stuff. But it's not bar. I don't have a bar. I do have a bar. You might be able to see it. No, it's against the wall behind me, but I don't think you can see it. But you know, it was too, I was too samey after a while. If I wasn't doing someone else's workout, what was the point? So I did go through, the last thing I did was Cali Move. And I did 3 sections of Cali Move. Took me a little over a year. And I never did learn to do a handstand. I can get myself upside down, but I can't seem to convince myself to get away from the wall. It's one of those things where I need somebody to hold me up, just like build the confidence of get myself into that position. And I can never get myself to do it. I keep trying. I'll like do the work where I'm hanging up or I'm upside down against the wall or something, but I can't convince myself to just trust myself to hold myself up. Because I don't trust me. I don't want to fall over backwards, and I got that in my head, and yeah, I can't quite get myself to do it. But anyway, once I finished that, there's 5 parts. Being out of a job, I couldn't afford to buy the last 2 parts, and I finished the 3 parts, and I was like, well, I don't have anything left to do. All these workouts, the ones that are out there that people are putting out, like Athleon X and stuff, cost money. And, well, as you know, I don't have any of that. So that's thus the end of that plan. So, my sob story. Anyway, let's go back here. Let's see, what is the other one I wanted to do? We'll go. But anyway, that's why I haven't been streaming on that. I haven't streamed on there in a little over a year now. I ended it last October, and here we are a year from that point. So I haven't done any new streams on my Striving to be Superman since I think last October. Well, I might get back to it again one of these days. I've thought about it a few different times, but haven't actually done it. Okay, so we want to go back to player models. And this time I'm going to replace drafted player. I don't know how many times this shows up. I don't think this shows up very much at all. Is it looking? Looking. Oh, there it is. And I think the setting, I think I have to add one more to it. Models, I added a new thing, and this is going to make a difference. Player data. And, oops, oh, wrong one. Player model. We're going to say public pool team captain. Oops. Team captain. So that said, I shouldn't need these anymore. We're going to comment these guys out. What I don't quite get is why is it because we're only setting and I'm not doing it. Or we're only setting and not getting? They're still serialized. System to serialize all. Huh. It's weird. I don't understand why. I'm guessing it's because it's read-only. We're setting it once, set it and forget it. But we're going to get rid of all these. We'll comment them out for now, but where's my comment? Oh, there it is. All-purpose player object details. All right, that should do the trick. Assuming I didn't break it somewhere. So I'm guessing I'll probably have some errors here because it's probably having some references to things that I changed the names of. So we'll say player data does not contain a definition for draft round. Why do we even have draft round and draft selection in anything? Game card. Do I even keep those on my experience? Round. I don't care about that. Why am I don't have it. No. That's not. No. That's not. There's an experience field. That's not it. We're going to comment that out. I don't know what that is. We're going to go experience test, player.experience years. There we go. That's better. What else we got? What's your next problem? Game card already has defines member called configure player. Wait, what? Wait, so we have 2 configured players? How did I do that? Did I accidentally copy it? What did I do? Player data. I did. I somehow copied it. Is it the same? Configure player. Game card. Looks the same. Card title, position. Somehow I must have copied this. I don't know how I did that. Position text, salary. That's not, this one's, oh, okay, they're not the same. Experience. All right, both of them are kind of missed. Okay, no, experience is experience, number of years. Salary is that nonsense. But this is supposed to be, I think this is the one I want. I don't know what the heck. This is correct. It's supposed to be experience.text. And then salary is down here being combined with these two, which is salary, contract here, salary text. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know what this one is, but this one's wrong. Wait a minute, do I have it? Okay, wait, I am so confused. Is there a third one? That is bonkers. All right, what is going on here? Player data. Player data. Oh, one's got an override. It uses team code. Set player name, use game name if available. No. Configure player. That is so weird. All right, well, we're not going to do that. Set experience. Salary need to get contract info. So we got position, experience, contract. So everything's good on that one. I don't know, but we're getting rid of this one too. Don't know why I have configure player 3 times, but getting rid of those two. Argument cannot convert player data to string. Card image player dot model type. I'm not even sure if I need team code anymore once I take that out. Nope. I'm sure more will break, but we're cleaning things up. We're getting things back on track. Getting rid of the gobbledygook. Draft round, whatever this is. What is this? contract text. Why? Contract. What is contract text? No, this is going to have to be salary. Contract text. Why would contract text be? Oh man, this is so weird. All right. So what is that? I don't even know what to put in there. What is contract text? Is that even a thing on my team player card? I don't even know where team player cards are. Where is this team player card thing that you speak of? Let's just not do that. I don't know what that is, but we're going to go salary text. Let's go with salary, and then we're going to go string salary, and then we're going to go salary plus equals Right, no, this is wrong, but contract years, blah, blah, blah. Greater than 0. Well, it's got to be greater than 0. Well, duh. I mean, if it's not greater than 0, then we don't have a contract. It's not much of a contract. And we're just going to comment this out. I don't know what that is. I don't even know if I have a contract text field. Do I have a contract text field? Probably. But we'll deal with that later. Okay. What else we got? Configure player takes 2 arguments. Does it though? Because this is dumb. I'm not using that. Therefore, this becomes kind of dead. It has no purpose in life. And we have this. Initialize. The team player card already defines a member called initialize with the same parameter types. Really? Elite player data is null. Oh, do we have? Okay. Then we will get rid of that one. With player data. Okay. I think we got rid of all of the compile problems. Now we're going to find out what works. That's the trick. We pass player, team city, team mascot, logo sprite. I'm not sure what all we need in all these. Set team name. I don't know. If this is the team player card, team city, team mascot, team player card. I'm not even sure where team player card is actually being loaded at. I almost think this is a dead file now that I think about it. Where is this being called? That is the question of the day. I don't know that I have this anywhere. I think team player card was a thing that was created earlier, but ultimately I'm just replacing it with game card because all my cards use the same card. So I think this is dead, and it's probably just something I can remove. But I'm gonna do a remove from project just to see if things break. It might, it could. Stuff happens, but I'm gonna take it out and just see if that breaks anything. I don't think we actually have the team player card being used. Game card is the only one I think that matters. All right, so that did a lot to clean up my code. I mean, I really reduced a lot of functions. I centralized it on specific tasks. Now we're going to find out what actually works again. And let's push that back up here so we're not making things weird. Now, I do know that something is my player data files are not fully loading correctly. So, because my contract information is not being passed back, and either is the drafted by. So, when I do this leagues, I say assign team name, assign user to team, create league. Create league is supposed to return some stuff. And I believe, let's go ahead and run this. Let's see if I have, first of all, let's attach. Oops. Oh, let's see what other problems I have here too. Cannot convert player to player data. Well, yeah, I'm sure we can. Card configure player. Player data does not contain definition for number. Wait, where's number? We're not doing number. Yeah, we're not doing that. To create data, dummy data if not found. Position name, okay. Well, that'll fix that, but what's this problem? Cannot convert player to player data, why not? What is player? Show zoomed player, oh. Why don't I just use player data then? How different is player from player data? Go to definition. Player is this. And player data is that. Oh, player has a lot more information. I don't have number. We're taking that out. Let's get rid of that. So we got ID, name, game name, position, age. I'm not doing age right now. I might have age necessary later. Drafted by, season, source, team ID, height, weight, base skills, potential skills. These are all, this is all game related stuff. So age is going to be required. Still don't know if I need drafted by or even number, but whatever, maybe. But I may need to convert this for the sake of, it could be side B information, it could be additional information, but apparently I wonder if it'd be better to just populate the full player ID and just use player, not even player data. I'm not sure I need a whole bunch of different player objects. I don't know that it's saving me anything by doing player data and player objects separately. I might just use one, and that means using the full game one, and then just loading what I want when I need it. Unless I just want to say player data. So if I go to leagues and I go to player models, I could call this full player data, and let's change this. We're going to call this let's change this. We're going to go like this. Player data, and we're going to call this initial player data. Initial player data. Now we're going to go down here. We're going to call this player full player data. Now this should have all the same stuff, but this just allows me to have a subset because this is way smaller. Call it a basic thing here. So we'll replace that one. That one. Don't need to replace that because that's not a thing. Go like that. That's not a thing. It's supposed to be finding full match. The player is full, okay. Where am I? Alright, so that might be all I need to replace. Alright. Now let's go back over here. Full player data. Full player. Oh wait, no, this is just initial player data. Initial player data. Game card, maybe. I wonder if I should call that initial player data or full. This is the game card. Game card's gonna have a lot of data on it. Well, we'll go with full player data, which might mean I have to change some stuff, but we'll see. Sure we can. Watch me. Says I can't, but I can. Sure, we'll figure it out. Show zoom player. I wonder if I should just use full player data. I'm really wondering if I even need. Do I need a subset object? Oh gosh. I don't know if there's a benefit to it. Honestly, I don't. I feel like there's no benefit to doing that. Ugh. felt like I was getting hot, but now I took this off and I'm getting cold. I only took it off for a second. I have my heater going in the background. Got a blanket behind me if I'm feeling so inclined. Just gotta keep plugging away here. Player. Show zoom. I'm gonna go with full player data. I don't know, because it's a zoomed card, and the zoom card needs to be able to show all the data. That's the whole point. And that's why I'm thinking the card itself may not always show everything, but it's still got to be the full player data. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to use a full player data objects all the way through, which means getting rid of that other object. Because this is player. It's full player data. Cannot convert full player data to initial player data. Who's got initial player data? Oh. Go to definition. Configure player data is the only one when I'm first putting the players out. But even then, if I decide to populate side B, I'm going to need full player data. I'm going full. I just decided it's just full player data. Screw it. I don't think I'm gonna do the subs. Everything's broken. All right, that's fine. It's only because I don't have. I didn't line these up, so I gotta go back to here. I'm just compressing them into one single object because they need to be one single object because it's driving me bonkers. I don't want to manage two objects. I decided I'm too lazy for that. Models, player models. Okay. So this is the only one. I just need to get this initial data to make sure it all exists in this guy. And we're just gonna make sure. So we got ID, yes. It should be ID. And then name. Position. I don't know the best way to do this. I don't know what's normal. I really don't. I'm going back and forth between what's supposed to be camel case and what's not, and I don't know. I'm trying to get it consistent, but whatever. Game name, we have name, ID, name, position, model type, which is going to have to go by here. We're going to call this model type. I don't want to call it drafted by because drafted by might mean something else at a later time. It might actually mean who they were drafted by within the league. Experience. Team captain is a new one. I know that. That's not on here. I don't know why I have to have this stuff. Let's go to, I gotta ask Copilot a question here. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I haven't tried this before. Let's see how good this is at doing this. I've always wanted to try this, so. Which one is it? I guess it's not that one. Must be this one.
Welcome back, Kenneth. How can I help today?
Hey, so I'm trying to work with this code here, and this is a C-sharp screen for a Unity project. This page has initial player data and full player data. And an AI originally set this up for me, but I'm trying to figure out why one is set up with get set, which implies it can both be read and written to. And then the second one, full player data, is just JSON property defined, but there's no get sets. Is there a functional difference in these besides one's not read write?
Exact. All right, so you're working with C Sharp in a Unity project, and you've got two different data classes, initial player data with get set properties, and full player data where you see JSON properties without accessors.
Correct.
The get set in initial player data makes those properties both readable and writable. It's the standard way to encapsulate fields in C Sharp. On the other hand, full player data seems to be using field declarations with attributes like JSON property. This means they're likely used for JSON serialization and deserialization, but without get set, they act more like public fields. In practice, the main difference is that properties with get set provide more flexibility and control over how you access and modify the data, while public fields are more straightforward and can be directly manipulated.
Okay, so if I were to convert all these to get sets on the full player data, which is actually the one I'm going to use, I'm just going to combine these two. Um, the other question is, what about case? What's standard? I've noticed that some places it's like it's Pascal case in C sharp, and others it's kind of written in camel case. And I just want to make this consistent. So what is generally the norm? This code is coming from Go on the back end using Mongo database.
Pascal case is the common convention in C Sharp, especially for public properties and class names. Camel case is typically used for local variables and private fields. So when converting your JSON properties to C Sharp properties with get set, Pascal case is the norm. You'd typically write something like public string player name, without a space. That's the original code for JSON property. And this approach is usually used in Unity. C Sharp is pretty well versed in naming conventions, which it needs. It aligns with C Sharp's naming convention.
Okay, so most of these properties should be changed from lowercase to uppercase then. First letter.
Exactly. Switching to Pascal case for your property names in full player data would make it consistent. So properties like ID, name, and position should be updated to ID, name, and position. This aligns with the C Sharp naming conventions and will keep your code base more readable and consistent.
Now, as far as the serialization goes, is that affected at all if I add get sets?
Nope. Adding get set to your properties won't affect serialization. JSON NET, which is commonly used in C Sharp, relies on the JSON properties to match JSON properties to class properties during serialization and deserialization. So as long as the property names match and the JSON structure remains the same, get set won't interfere.
Perfect, thank you. All right, so let's try that then. All right, so we're going to try and get rid of all this, which means dropping these guys on here, getting rid of the colons. So attributes. So the only thing I don't have is this guy now. If I were to take all this out, move this guy down here. Oops. I don't even know if I need this, to be honest, but base skills, potential skills. Base skills don't matter. Potential skills. These don't have ratings, though. Attributes. I don't even know what attributes are supposed to be. I think that's skills. I think this is just old format. Let's try dictionary ratings. We're not going to set ratings here, so that's not necessary. In that case, I could probably get rid of all of this like that. And I think these are probably double. And then I can go up here and we'll just, since I have to make these all capital for C-sharpediness, oops. I think that'll be good because I want to change the JSON property drafted by to the model type. So I think that'll translate better anyway. Team captain. Team captain. And then we have season, social. Okay, so I think. Wait, those are all things I don't necessarily need, but ratings. I should probably call Tobias. What are you mailing? What? I don't know what you're saying, Tobias. What am I? What am I making? Oh, what am I making? Sorry. This is a Unity. This is a football game. I'm making an American football game with a little bit of a fantasy flair to it. I am right now trying to get it to load all of my. In the back end, I've already created a league creator and the skills and the stats for all the players I imported from 2009 because I'm actually using real life NFL stats. I had to create game related skills and then ratings to go with them that I can pull in, generate. They all get generated a value, a salary. That's how and then I have a league generator that goes through and picks all the players to fill the league up based on all of the positions I need. That's all working. And now I'm trying to load it into the UI so that I can, so that the player who creates their account can pick which team they want to take over. And then they can select and pick their team name and logo. And then I go to the simulation part, which I've kind of got little bits and parts of a lot of the game functioning right now. Alexa, turn off heater. Alexa, turn off Firestorm.
The office heater seems offline. Please make sure it's on.
Alexa, turn off Firestorm. I forgot I gave him names, and then when I say just the name of what it is, if he doesn't know what it is, because that doesn't seem to be a thing. I may have at one time just called it heater, but all of my lights and everything have DC character names. So I'm kind of a geek that way. So I've got the dynamic duo up here, the Justice League back there. I've got Captain Atom over here. I've got Batman and Robin, of course, are the two bulbs inside of. Just this week, huh? So you are an ultimate noob. You are like the newbie of the noobiists. if you just got into it this week. So I'll tell you, AI will let you do a lot though. I mean, you probably want to start small. I mean, I've been developing for 20 years. I've never done a game. This is a big game. In fact, every channel out there, every online dev guy is going to tell you, don't take on a long-term project for your first game. Well, I've designed and built applications that were long-term already in my career. I already have a mental mindset for that, but a lot of people do not. In fact, 99% of people do not out the gate. If this was the first development project I was ever doing, I would have quit already a long time ago, I'm sure of it. So you got to pick small stuff, get yourself some wins, get comfortable with what you're learning and start understanding that. AI will let you get a lot done though. You can get a lot going, but this app is really a big app for what it is. So there's a lot going on in this. This is just the Unity front end, all this code, but I have my back end here, which is all of this, all these files, code for the UI, and these are all compressed. I mean, I have files upon files of stuff. All of my services in the back end, they're all running. So yeah, this is a pretty big project, but it's meant to be multiplayer and cross-platform, not Xbox and PlayStation platforms, but like web, mobile, and PC are what I'm going for. So will it ever be available on something like Xbox and PlayStation? No, probably not, because it's not that kind of game. I don't think it's gonna be that. I don't know. I mean, it would have to be mega successful for me to bother with trying to convert it, and I'm not. I don't know what to expect. I just want to be successful enough to make some money. It doesn't have to make a lot of money. It just needs to make some money. Show me that it works, man. So yeah. So we got to go change all these guys to capitals now. Bummer. All right. Let's see here. How many? I guess it isn't that many places. Let's see how this goes. Capital. Wait, there's no salary? What do you mean? Yes, there is. There's got to be. Or did I not? Is it because I didn't save it? Wait, salary right there. Salary's not in here? What? I don't have salary? Do I not have salary or contract years in here? Oh, I don't even have salary and contract years. Neither one of those is in here. Salary, gotta put you back. Sure, put it right here. Arkanoid clone, endless runer clone, and top-down shooter. My 2 days from tutorials. Top-down shooter? So you mean like a third-person type of view? Arkanoid. What is Arkanoid like? And like asteroids? It sounds like you're blending two things together. What is asteroids and I don't know, Arkanoid. I don't know what the Arkanoid part is. Endless runer clone. So are you doing? You're obviously, if you're writing 3 games in 2 days, you're probably doing vibe coding, I imagine, right? A lot of AI assistance. I mean, That's not something you can typically. Yeah, that is really very, 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 very basic. Because I can't imagine getting too much code written in that amount of time. All right, so contract years. Did I put contract years in? I don't think I put contract years in. Contract years. I've put down here salary. And there we go. All right, so let's see. We got contract years, which has to be capital C. And that's fixed. So I gotta go over here and make a little, make a big C. And model type, which is going to be capital M and capital M. And we have one more. Shooting boxes in rows. Oh, are kind of like Space Invaders kind of thing? Shooting. Okay, I guess I have to visualize how you're doing it, but endless runner, like the Chrome dinosaur game. Oh. I don't know that I've ever played the Chrome dinosaur game, but I think I know what you're talking about. Well, it's good practice, man. So you're getting some good stuff in. Now you got to start picking some stuff with some meat in them and try a week or 2 or 3 long game with something that's going to take a little bit more time to work out. Getting in and you know, there comes a point when an app gets big enough where you actually have to go in and start fixing the code yourself because AI can't. There comes a point where AI is just going to drive you bonkers, but it's you just got to, it will tell you, you'll start learning enough. If you work with AI enough, you start picking up more and more what the code is doing. And you got to determine what code you want to use because you can tell it to write it in anything. If you just have it write code for you and you don't tell it what kind of language to use, then it's going to do whatever it wants. Oh, that's a good way to do it too. I was doing my, that's how I learned a lot of my React is I was watching a lot. I did some online, what do you call it, YouTube, and even some, I even did some Coursera. You know, some free ones online. But yeah, there was, that's a good way. I like following people on YouTube because some of them are pretty good. Some of them are pretty impossible. Some are very hard to understand. A lot of, you know, because it's accents. They're just strong accented people. I've noticed that a lot of Indian tech experts like to do videos, and some of them are really good, really smart guys, but it's just really hard to understand some of them. And so you have to find people that you can work through. And then, but then I've also noticed a few guys, they're really good. Coursera is really good. Coursera is a great place to pick up a few good courses. And they're not terribly expensive. I mean, you could probably, with Coursera, you could pay like $50 and you get like a full month. It's like $50 a month. Or maybe it's 3 months. No, I think it's a month. But you can get a lot done. If you're willing to heads down it, you can go through a couple of courses in a month. They always say, you know, 6 weeks to 5 months. It's because they're learning at your own pace, right? If you do an hour a day or half an hour a day, yeah, it can take 6 months. But if you go heads down, a lot of those courses could be done in a week. A lot of the smaller ones, you just got to just do it, make it your thing, and you'll pick up a ton. And that's what I did. I did Coursera for about 3 months or something, and I did a lot of heads down. I just did it all day long and walked through them. There's a guy who did a Next.js thing on YouTube, and I paid he has his own thing on his website, and it's like $10 a month, but he's got a bunch of different courses and he does them really good. I like the way he does them because he breaks them up into really tiny pieces. It's a lot of code, but he breaks it up into tiny pieces. So there's a lot of, you get to complete things. You know, it's like you finish this task, done. It's 20 minutes, you know, kind of thing. 10 to 20 minute segments, even though it might add up to be, you know, there might be 60 or 70 segments, but you just feel like you're constantly moving because he's getting things completed, and it's just feels good to go through his course. You're always finishing something. With his, I did Next.js and React.js and Next.js, and then I also did a what was it? Next query or no? What was it something? I can't even remember. I didn't use it much, but it was interesting. It was jQuery. jQuery? No, not jQuery. jQuery is a thing too, but that's not what it was. I can't remember. He had a few classes that were pretty good though, but you got to pick your language too, because there's lots of languages to pick. Pick something pretty current. React would be good. Angular's out there, but I mean, for front end stuff, if you're doing web type stuff, if you want to do C Sharp's going to be around for a while. It's pretty strong. It's actually getting popular again, more popular than it used to be. I think a lot of it's because Unity uses C Sharp. Learn microservices. Though I'm sure there's got to be Godot stuff on Coursera. I have never done Godot, so I'm doing Unity right now, so I haven't spent much time in Godot. Godot's great. From what I understand, Godot's great for it's a 2D game engine. You can do a little 3D-ish stuff, but mostly it's a 2D game engine. And it's great for those kind of games. And from what I understand, those are easier to do. So that's why a lot of people, I think, like Godot. So, you know, I can't really form an opinion yet. I am not I am not an artist. So I am one of those developers that is doing all of my skill is in making the game logically cool. That's where my skill set is. I mean, you know, different people have different skill sets. Mine is about the back end logic and making it be able to manipulate the data and logically perform well. What I'm not good at is the artistic side of things, and it's going to be interesting to see. A lot of what I'm putting in my app right now is AI generated images and art, and I spend a lot of time trying to get those right. I tweak them when I can, but it's just not my thing. So it's hard to get what I want. Sometimes I do get it in the end, kind of close to what I want it to do. It's just pretty, it can be a little stressful, to say the least. I'm hoping, with any luck, I will be able to hire some people to help me when I get to the point where I'm getting close to finished, and hopefully I can get some funding if the game gets close enough to something that people want to see, and I can get a publisher to assist. That's my dream anyway. I hear it is a possibility. Wait. Convert initial names. Still having trouble converting. Okay, so full player. Who is trying to convert? Cannot implicitly convert initial player data to full player data. Where are we looking at full player data here? Team captains. think I need to go find. I don't know where this is. Where is it finding these? Because that is a full player data. And that's a team captains, elite players. Count. Where is it looking at initial player data? Initial. Alright, let's just look it up. Initial player data. Full player data. Initial, okay, so something's weird here. Why is it not, hey, thanks, I appreciate it. All follows are always appreciated, man. I gotta fix my, it just occurs to me that I have a missing, oh, is that what the problem is? Maybe I didn't have it on. I have an announcement thing that tells me when people follow, and I didn't have it viewable. I don't know, I assume it still works. I don't know. But I guess we'll find out. So a couple little things I created. I created this little counter here. That's my football themed sub counters. But it's running right now, so I guess that's good. Or at least it shows to be running, but I don't think it is running now that I think about it. Look, I don't even have the server up. I don't know where that's coming from. That's not even going right now. Let's see. Let's see if I can turn that on. I always forget all the things I need to turn on. I need to have like a list. Start, and start triggering all my little servers I need running when I start my streams. I'm creating too many little applets and tools, and I'm losing track of what I need to be running. I need to run this guy. There we go. Did it refresh? I can't even tell if it refreshed. It says I have 161 on YouTube. Is that right? I don't even know if that's right. I have another tool. This is my my YouTube updater, which, by the way, I haven't ran it since I started this stream. Cool, man. Thanks. Well, there is one drawback to that pretty cool sound is YouTube doesn't like it when it plays. And they mute me for like 15 seconds. So if you were to watch this video later, YouTube's probably going to have that muted. It'll say, this is partially muted due to whatever. It doesn't like my 15-second little soundbite. So, but I refuse to get rid of it. At least they haven't given me any kind of warning or threat. So I'm keeping it until they do, and then just there'll be these little gaps of muted, just because I'm too stubborn to get rid of it. There's actually a lot of parts to that. This is another little tool I wrote. This is my my live stream updater for YouTube. It lets me go in and do things like remove my restream comments and put in some tags. Because restream doesn't, for some reason, the tags that I put into restream don't work. I mean, it doesn't actually do it. It also lets me do stuff like go here and change my image, but I don't know what I want to change my image to right now. We're just going to leave it for now. So it says I have 183 subscribers. So I don't know where the heck this is getting that number, because it says it's not 183. It says 161. I don't know where this gets. This gets some weird numbers. I do not understand it sometimes. See, it says 161. Why? Why does that say 161? I don't know what it takes to make that refresh. Control. I don't know. Combined. I don't use the combined. I don't even know why I put that up there. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. But it's interesting. It'll update if I go over here. Oh, what the heck? Description for me. Oh. What is that? I'll just do this. See, I'm jumping the tracks again. I do this, jump the tracks, start running down the rabbit hole. See, I got 183. I do not. Oh, now it updated. It's weird. It's like it doesn't update on its own. Why does it not update on its own? Very interesting. Not really catching up to my Twitch though. But anyway, there you go. There's that. That's one of my other little tools I created. I've got so many little tools and things I'm working on, little side projects, but I got to get this one making more headway. I got to get my all right, so I got a little over an hour here if I want to get this working today, or get this piece of this working today. So back to it. Let's go close this up and figure out why initial player data. Let's try a compile. Let's see if I can compile everything here, just to see if that fixes some stuff here. Okay, so yeah, we're still getting these. Why am I getting these? It's like there's not though. There is no initial player. What are you talking about, man? Full player data. Control F. Find the next one. Configure card for configure card. This is just text with player data. Configure player. I don't even want this. Why do I care about that? This is dumb. I'm gonna have too many players at some point, and that's just gonna be annoying. Let's get rid of that one altogether. And then this thing, full player data does not contain definition for, oh, that's gotta be capital, that's why. Cannot implicitly convert initial player data to full player data. But where, what are you talking about? There is no full. Where is it trying to convert? Player data. Is it in the, oh, is it in the league response? Are we getting something back in the league response? Title screen manager. I don't know where it's trying to do this. Convert type. But there's nobody set to that type. It's being dumb. That type isn't set. It doesn't exist. What if I do a rebuild? Nice rebuild cleans it up. Nope. Is it something else? Is there a syntax error in here that's causing this? All right. Well, this is a thing. I changed this, but that means something is not being set correctly. This player 1, player 2, which are full players. Somebody's an initial player, which means whatever team captains is. But it's being declared here, which is coming from elite players. Elite players is coming from league response elite players. Go to definition. Team captains. Team captains, elite players. Team captains. There's something about I don't know what this. I do not know where these are being set. But nothing in here implies that we are using a different thing here. League details list. Go to definition. Aha! There you are, you little snot. That's the one I needed. Aha. I know. Now I'm back on track. Oops. Finally, I think I got it. Okay. Game card player data is never signed and will have its default no value. Full player data. Yeah. What do you mean it's never signed? It's not serialized? Is it supposed to be one of these? How is it never assigned? Where are we? Game card. It's got obviously got to be assigned at some point here. Player data is never assigned to. Okay, so this I know is bad. That one's bad. That's all normal. I mean expected. And this is one I have. I'll deal with in a minute. I'm not too worried about the that one yet. So game card is supposed to get this full player data. What's up, Karama? Did you fall down and hit yourself in the stomach? Oof. Gonna fight? Oof. Don't know what that is. So everybody's talking about the Broncos, man. Their big comeback win. Pretty sweet stuff. I'm embarrassed as a Bronco fan that I did not want to watch. I did not watch the last quarter, the most important quarter. When I turned on the game, it was 19-0, and I was like, ugh, stupid Broncos. Everybody's talking about the Broncos, man. And then I turned it off. Found out later that they came back and beat them. Zelda's games like Zelda, dude, that's a big undertaking for a new developer. Zelda's not a small thing. In fact, check out Bite Me Games. There's a guy on YouTube. His thing is Bite Me Games or something like that. And he actually has he does little tips for game developers. And one of them, just recently, put one out and says, stop trying to make open world games for, especially as an individual. I mean, he just says it in general for individual game devs or indie game devs. Not individual, but independent is what that stands for. He says, don't make open world games. They're too complicated. They're really difficult to make them complete enough. And for single developers, it's beyond the scope of what most people can get done in a realistic amount of time. So unless you're going to do open world and only have it cover like a city, you're not really going to be that open of a world. Be like open city. It's kind of it's a big undertaking to take on something like Zelda, from what I understand. I've never done an RPG. I've never even created an open world game. I haven't even tried to put stuff down on a field, much less create an open world game. My 3D efforts on this game are going to be all about the field itself, and I still haven't got that. I mean, all I've got is a field and some players that sit on it. They don't do nothing yet. I don't even have them individually loading yet. So I can't give you anything. As long as, it'll be entertaining. It'll be fun right up until you find frustration enough in a lot of what's going on. And you've got to, all right, here's the thing. You've got to learn as a new developer. You've got to learn this because I do this, and this is really important. Learn to take victories in tiny, insignificant things. Find your next motivation in completing that tiny, insignificant things, because the game itself is not going to be complete for a long time. A good game, a fully complete, a Zelda-like game, a big open world game. Yeah, they're going to be cool. It's going to be hard for you. It's going to be hard for anybody who takes it on for the first time. So it's not just you, Karama. It's, trust me, if I did it, I got 20 years development experience. It would probably be hard for me. You got to be able to spend time on the art and the design and all that. But if that's your thing, then you go for it. But all I'm saying is, like, for me, getting my skill, just an individual skill to run through all my players and show me the individual skill results for every player. That was a victory. It's like, cool, let's go do another one. And I did it. And I did it all for all 14. I was like, all right, now let's create ratings. And I just, one more step. I just went through and had it set up all the ratings based on those skills. And I just created little things. It's like I was taking victories and things like the function that would generate the rating. All it was is a function that I passed numbers in, and it would like rate it would set the player ratings up in relation to each other. But I had to write a function to do that, so I could pass the values in, and getting that to set up the ranges and then have it dynamically generate its own ranges. That to me was a big victory. But those are things I could get done in an hour or 2 hours. I was like, cool. And then you start implementing those things, and then you're like, oh, now I've got my skills generating. Oh, now all the skills are there and all the ratings are there. And I was like, okay, I've got all my skills and all my ratings. Oh, but now I got to go calculate salaries. And I went through and had it generate and set up and calculate all the salaries based on the ratings. And doing that took a few days because I had to build up the tiers and all that. And then I was like, oh, now I can draft. And so I went and wrote this draft piece. And this little, all it does is go through all the players and literally draft all the players. That took a week or so. But these are all things that I was taking victory out of, just day-to-day pieces that were like a few days, a week, little. They're significant in what they are and how they complement. But you just kind of keep staying on track with little things. Don't look at that big picture and go, oh, the game is so far away. I'm like, oh, I'm never going to get there. It's like right now, if I was to do that with my game, I knew from the beginning it was going to take a long time. I was hoping a year to 2 years. And right now, I haven't quite hit a year, but I'm closing in. A year is the end of this month, by the way. My 1 year anniversary for starting on this game is basically now. Within the next week or so, I will hit my 1 year anniversary of having started this game. Calendar year. You see that I count my days. I'm really about 220 to 30 days. And that's streaming days. It's probably closer to 280, 290. I don't know. I'm I don't work on weekends, so that's 52 days off, right? So, and then there was probably another 30, 40 days where I don't work at all, vacations, whatever I was doing. So, take 100 days off. I'm probably close to 250, 260 days of doing some amount of work. If I broke it down, smushed everything to 8 hours, I'm probably around 200, maybe not even in the 220 zone. I've had some long days, but I've also had a lot of short days. I've done some work almost 7 days a week on this, most days. But some of those are only 1 to 3 hours. And other days are longer, where I can, like now, at night I get on here, sometimes I'm working 2 or 3 hours into the night. But I also worked in the morning for 2 to 3 hours, and in the afternoon for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, depending on when I started. But again, it's taking those victories in the small things. And sometimes even then, you find yourself kind of like, oh, I'm not getting far enough. And sometimes you got to take a different direction. Like I built these little utilities. Like I built this sub counter for my stream to count my Twitch and subscriber counts. The YouTube updater that I created, that took a week or two. And so there's little distractions like that, but it helps you to kind of clear your mind, maybe start, get some other tool or thing that's going to help. And I started another app that I'm gonna hopefully get some progress on in the next few months. The frustration of the code working afterwards. Why is it frustrating to have it working? That should be the part where you enjoy it. It's like, yay, it's working. But yeah, the success of some of the code working, yeah, you want to keep going with the same thing, and you kind of keep staying in a genre. But I've done so many different things for me anyway, with enough experience. I feel like I've done a wide variety of different things to the point where I'm not bound by my successes so much as just look forward to trying that next thing, because I don't, I feel like I have, here's one of the things I always used to tell my interviewers when they would interview me for jobs. They'd ask me something like, we have this situation, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but they say, can you do it? And I'm like, oh yeah, no, I can do that, because I don't think honestly, I've never had anybody tell me there's an app that you can't write. I believe they're all writable. It's all possible. You just gotta break it down to the tiniest pieces and start working forward. And yeah, I don't know how these guys are doing the end results of what I see. Like if I see AI and I'm like, I don't know how they got there. But if I was originally part of the team, I could have helped develop all that stuff, and I don't know where it would have gotten, and maybe it would have gotten further or less far, or I don't know. But I would have thought, yeah, that could be done. Sure, you're just adding logic in and starting to have the code feed on itself and iteratively learn, and that kind of stuff is fun, and creating things that are I don't want to say self-aware, but intelligent enough to be able to function on their own information. That's kind of what I want to build in for like my AI for this game, but I don't know how much I'll be able to do that because it comes down to money. So I can't do things that I can't afford, right? So I got to get this thing to start making some money before I can expect that. But everything's possible, man. Everything. If you're willing to put in the time and the effort and take the wins and the little stuff as you're progressing, and understand that the little things are travelable. You learn to encapsulate your pieces of code and you go, okay, well, this is really cool. I'm going to wrap this up into one thing and have all my other stuff use it. And as for all the little pieces you build, then when you go to something else, you can take little pieces of your code and take them with you to your other code, because that functionality already kind of exists. You're just going to take that object and reapply it to something else. That's why the whole thing about object-oriented programming is building it and encapsulating it, allowing those pieces to be like multi-part puzzles. It's like buying a universal piece of a car. You want to be able to use it everywhere. And like headlights, so the headlights fit in a bunch of different cars because they're universal connections. And the same thing with your own code. You can build cool functionality and learn to program it so that it's usable, and it saves you time in future builds. Build libraries and things like that can just go with it. You just plug and play, and bam, you've got a lot of what you need in the next piece. But yeah, take your wins in the little pieces. That's my piece. That's my tip of the day. Okay, so back to it. Where was I? Let's see here. We want to... I gotta figure out why this is not set, because I think that needs to be set. Yeah, all right, so let's go back to AI here. Give AI a chance. By the way, my AI situation is getting kind of dire. Look at my consumptions. I'm at 96%. It resets on the 1st, so I got 11 days left. I only got 4% of my my usage left. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure this out. I've been wanting to buy a second thing. It's either gonna be Claude or Bezzy. Those are the two that are on the top of my list for getting. I'm leaning towards Claude just because it'll give. I basically use Claude anyway, but I've also heard that the IDE might be a little bit better, a little faster than GitHub, GitHub Copilot. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens here. But I've got a little time left. Time is a ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. Ticking, ticking, ticking into the future. Let's close you. I got the yawns. So I've been good so far, as in I haven't had any sweets. I have sweets every freaking day. Every freaking day, because I am a sweets addict. I always have to have a dessert at night. All right, I won't say always, but it's frequent. I'll be right back. So I don't even know if I can eat this. This is one of those. They're really good normally. This is a fruit bar. It's like a popsicle, just fruit. It's frozen fruit bar. They're good, but at some point it apparently melted, and then refroze, and now I can't get the wrapper off of it, and I don't know if I want to mess with it. Because it'll get all sticky. I was thinking that'd be good because, you know, it's fruit. So, I mean, it really is just frozen fruit. So, at least it's supposed to be. I mean, probably frozen fruit with a cup of sugar in it, but. Oh well. Guess just wasn't meant to be. That was just a little too sticky and messy for me. Ritz Bits, brought to you by Ritz Bits. No, they don't, no, I don't have a sponsor, but I like Ritz Bits. Thing is, these are cheese. I didn't realize they were cheese ones. I'm not a big fan of the cheese. I mean, they're okay, but I like the peanut butter ones, honestly. I didn't know it was 10 and 10. And apparently all the peanut butter ones were on top. So now I'm down to cheese ones. Alright. Try to fix this. Create league in the leagues service should be returning the first two players. See, I think we got this. Let's go look at what the player pool looks like in here. We got player pool. Let's see what we got. Should be team captains. No. Oh, no, that's not that. Wrong table. That's league players. League. Okay. So every player gets a player contract. Every player has contract lengths. Should be randomized. Should not all be one. I'm looking at a bunch of ones. Alright. Contract length is not setting up correctly. Contract type. Also not setting up correctly. Why does it say contract type rookie? Alright. I don't even know I had a contract type, to be honest, for that. Game player. Leagues, contract length. One, default 1 here unless specified elsewhere. Let's save league. Okay, so that's not correct. So in create league, all right, so first we have the issue of I'm not getting the team captain field to come back with the players. 2, in the FPFM Android Unity application, the all returned players should be populated into a full player data object. That object can be found in the models / player models .cs. I know not all that data, not all the data points in that model needs to be returned after initial create, but initial league creation, but should be. That is name, ID, what is it? We got salary, experience, contract length, what else? Oh yeah, drafted by. This is the drafted by value of the player as shown in the player pool collection, not drafted by team in the create league process. Note, in the UI, this drafted by value is used as the faction type, faction/model type, and also prefix to the file names else do I need? Oh yeah. So that's 2. What else did I need for the initial player? Salary, experience. Oh, what else did I put? Oh, phone data points in the model to be returned exclamation league should be name ID, salary, experience, contract length, drafted by. I feel like there's something else. I feel like I'm missing something. Let's go back to players. Player models. Oh, position and game name. Oh yeah. Okay. Position, and it's not name, it's game name. Game name, ID, salary, experience, contract length, and position. What else did we have? What else needs to be there? Number, nope. Age, experience, nope. Model type, yep. Team captain. Season. I don't know. Oh, season is different. Source team. I don't know if I need the source team ID for this. Height, weight, base, skills, potential skills. Okay. Alright, I think that's everything. Alright. 3. I noticed that on line 335 of the store.go file in the leads service that contract length is set to 1. It should be a random value determined during league creation. Its contract length initial contract length initial value should be a random value determined during league creation, not just 1. It should be a random value ranging from 1 to 6. Sure, we'll just go with 1 to 6. I think that's long enough. Actually, what I could do is have everybody be 1 to 4. Is there a base average contract length in the NFL? Like, are most contracts X length, or can all contracts be any length? Um, I am trying to determine the best way to set the initial contract length when building the initial rates. I don't want all players to be set to 1. 3 to 4 years, role play. Okay. These links based on player rating or draft position. Staggering expiration. To avoid mass free agency in year 2, randomly contract start years slightly, e.g. some players already in year 2 of a 4-year deal. Ensure each team has a mix of contract lengths expiring across seasons, position-based variance. Some positions tend to have shorter contracts, running backs and special teams 1 to 3 years. QBs 3 to 5 years. Ugh, that's all good information, but I don't know, man. Older players might get shorter deals. I don't have age on any of my players either. I don't know what any of my guys' ages are. I don't even know. I think some of that information exists, but I don't know. Let's see. What is this? League player docs. Create contract doc. Contract blah blah blah. Player contracts. Fail to get contract ID. Contract type veteran. If years in league equals 0. So what I could do is base it on their actual experience. Initial value should be a random value determined during a league creation, not just one. It should be a random value range from 1 to 6. Even better, should vary by position according to league patterns. For now, though, I'm going to go 1 to 6 years. All right, so that fixes all. That should fix the contract length issue. Let's see. So we got 1, 3. I noticed. There's 1, 4. on the front end, I noticed that contract length and what was the other one? It wasn't salary. Was it salary? No, I think salary was coming through. Okay, game name, ID, contract years. Oh. That's it. Must be the there was two values that weren't coming through though. Dang it, I can't remember what the other one was. Contract years and drafted by were not being set. All right, well, we'll go with that. We'll let it have a go at that mess. So I'm up to 163 files changed again. I hate getting that far in files changed. It's just a lot going on. We are getting closer in things getting fixed, but we're not there yet. I mean, I have it basically loading all the way through to the point where it's just loading the cards on the page. So that's good, but some of the data was missing. That's bad. Once I get it to load all the cards, I think the problem is that we're not displaying the results yet. So hopefully we can figure out what's going on there once I can get this to load all the way through, preferably with all the data intact. Says he understands the full picture. So we're going to be, I don't know. I feel like there's a point at which I'll probably, I don't know if I'll be doing more. I mean, I'm going to have a lot of times where I'm going with a lot of AI interaction and a lot less AI interaction. And I'm worried that once I can't work with AI as much when I start doing UI stuff, that buying an extra thing might not be as useful. I mean, I have a ton of logic stuff going on in the back end, so I suppose I'll need that. But the AI doesn't know logic. AI is dumb when it comes to logic. I mean, it can give you basic math formulas, but I've actually had it try to convert a math formula to simplify it, and it gets the math wrong. It gets it wrong every time. I go, okay, so this is overly complicated. Can you simplify it? And it goes, oh yeah, sure, here, do this. I'm like, I plug in some numbers. I'm like, that's not returning the same results. And they're like, and it goes, oh, hey, oh yeah, right. Let me try again. No, that still doesn't do the math right. So AI is not a math expert. So you would think a computer could get math right, but alas, it cannot. Which is funny because you would think of all the things, it just seems like that would be the simplest thing for a computer to know, right? You would just expect it to get math right. But it can't do it. It doesn't, it messes up with algebraic. Oh, it's already 9:46. Holy cow. Suck an egg. It's Monday already, and I so want to get this working. I feel like I'm so close to getting that part working. And yet, still got to iron out the little bits in that little pieces. Now let me check what drafted by me. No. Drafted by refers to the player pool player pool dot drafted by value. Not the team player is assigned to during the creation. So you gotta watch. You gotta watch what AI is doing, because like it was gonna bounce. It was gonna go and work the wrong value. Oh, really? Player pool does not have drafted by? Oops. No, no, I didn't. Oh wait, it does. Wait a minute, doesn't it? Oh wait, that's contracts. Player pool. Parity, oh. Oh. Wow, okay. That's right. Okay, you are right. Player pool does not have the drafted by value collection. Drafted by value is in the player data. That said, might be best if we update things a bit. The create system players function in the player skills service should pull the drafted by when creating system players and place that value into a new field in the player pool called action. That value is used in the game to determine the race / faction of the player. So let's just have player skills. Let's just have the player pool creation. Create it as such, and that way we do not have to keep, we don't have to confuse what drafted by source data. I don't have to confuse drafted by source data and drafted by And then we'll just go over here. And instead of just calling all this stuff, I'm going to go faction. I'm just going to go faction. And of course, everything over here is going to break. That uses drafted by. We're going to get all kinds of problems. What? There's no draft. There's none of that. Everywhere that is doesn't exist anymore. We're going to go here. And we're going to change that to faction. Faction. That's it. That's it. Someone places it's referenced. Okay. As they will then be distinct values. And that said, I could probably just do a quick search. Drafted by. That's it. There's really not that many calls to it anyway. As they will then be distinct values. Skill service should pull the drafted by when created in the system players and play that value into a field in the player pool called faction. A value is used in the game to determine the race faction of the player, so let's just have the player pool creation created such that we do not have to confuse those two. Okay, so yeah, now it's gonna hopefully fix. Hopefully, I'm trying to see if I can. Yeah, it's gonna make a lot of changes here. This is kind of significant. I had a lot of pieces involved in both the beginning and the end. So this is going to hit me at 10 o'clock. I'm pretty sure. And if then tomorrow I got to get up. Oh my! I think I mentioned yesterday I blew my bike tire out, which reminds me I got to buy a new bike tire. I was thinking about going to the store and buying it, but Amazon. I could probably get it for 20 bucks on Amazon. Probably isn't going to be any cheaper at the bike store. Bike stores don't typically mark stuff down anyways. You end up buying them full price, and Amazon tends to be cheaper. So I need a new tire. And that said, I need a new treadmill board. That's like 200 bucks though. And then what else do I need? A lot of things. But my whole workout equipment back here is falling apart. I have a great treadmill, but the board is worn out. I mean, it's starting to sag, which isn't good. It's a solid board, but you know, when you've been using it for 10 years, it's losing it. And things aren't. I'm afraid we're gonna break through. It's gonna break through at some point. Then I'm gonna wreck my treadmill. So, and with the weather being wet and rainy, it's harder to go out and run outside, and cold and dark when I run in the mornings. Tomorrow's supposed to be a cardio day, so I usually go run. I'm trying to get my runs back up. Okay, so for the last 10 years, I have gone out and ran a half marathon on Thanksgiving morning. I just get up, get dressed, go run a half marathon. That's just been my thing. I've been doing it every year. In fact, a couple of years ago, I actually got my best run after, 8-9 years of running. My best one was pretty fast. So I'm trying to get myself back to that. I've been hit 7 and 8 miles here and there, and I even hit 10 a few weeks ago, but I got to get myself back up to full distance because I want to try to get a decent time if I can, but I don't know. That said, I got to get my runs going. I got to get out there and start hitting the road again. And then I pulled my hamstring a few weeks ago, so that put me back a week, couple weeks. Now I'm getting back into it, but it's like ugh, always something. That's what you get for sprinting when you don't sprint. I was doing a lot of faster runs, just trying to, start picking up speed. But when you don't do something for a long period of time, especially sprinting, not good. If you go out and do a sprint automatically, make sure you warm up plenty, get lots of good muscle warmth going, because it's real easy to start doing sprints if you haven't in a long time and just pull a hamstring, which is what I did, and that sucked because that set me back. So now I've got about a month, a little over a month to get my distances back up to 13. So I want to run at least two or three times a week now, and I've been lazy. I'm not doing it. I just need to get out more. I'm doing 1 to 2 times, but one is like 5 to 8 miles, and then the other one's usually 3 to 5, which anything under 5 I consider a warm up. So that's not exactly a full workout. All right, so it's doing still making some updates and changes, which is fine. I'm gonna have to run my Crete system players again, which is fine. I like to do a fresh run every now and then to get everything going from the get-go. Make sure that all my stuff is fully connecting everything. What have I done? Almost 2 hours and almost 3 hours. So I could have done. I got stuck doom scrolling. That's kind of what got me started late. I was gonna get started around 6-ish, 6:30-ish, 7. I think I did start close to 7, right? Almost 3 hours ago. Yeah, it was 7-ish. But yeah, I got stuck doom scrolling. I was actually watching comedy, dry bar stuff. Oh, I gotta run create system players again. All right, so let's dump the player pool. Player pool can go away. Drop collection. And then we will go over to here and go to the counters. Drop that one. This is going to have an effect on a lot of stuff, so I'm going to probably just drop that one too. Going to rebuild. We shall rebuild and make him better than before. And then we got to go down here and drop league players. And player contracts. And leagues. And league players. Playbooks. Player stats. Team values. System, team. Oh, I guess that's it. I think. Skill system. I guess, yeah. I guess that's it. Player stats, plays. Play type, skill, system. Okay. Let's go ahead and let this run. Let's see if this can run. This takes a little while, so I'm going to call it. I know this will take like 10 minutes to run. Takes a little time for it to build everything, assuming it even runs all the way through, like it hasn't broken anything. It's going to build my system players again. I should get a new faction value in my player pool, which will come in handy. And then I could start referencing my my player's faction, which is how they're going to load and display and be the objects of my